Great to have your company here on finals day. This is the Hurley Pro at Trestles. Semi-final 2 will determine who takes on Geordie Smith. It's between Joel Parkinson, the veteran, and Tanner Gudauskas, the local boy, who fought his way through a very stacked trials field to get his place in this main draw. He's already had a 10-point ride in this contest and taken out some of the world title favourites. Let's see what unfolded during the break. It was Tanner getting the first score on the board.
Well, Tanner G on his forehand here, goofy footer, trying to get a quick start against Joel Parkinson and coming unstuck, and that's very typical out here. You walk out before you jump in the water here at lowers, and you'll get some slime on the bottom of your feet on those cobblestones, so that's potentially what happened there.
The competitors in semi-final number 2 are out here in the lineup with just under 32 minutes remaining, fighting for a place in the final. Tanner Gudauskas, the wild card, up on his backhand, which has been collecting big numbers from the judges throughout this contest. He's got that rhythm, he's throwing that board vertical and destroying this small right-hander. His second wave is going to be a lot better than his first. He had a 3.5 going left.
Well, Joe Parkinson has a lot of patience. That's no doubt right there. So for him, he has a strategy in mind where he wants to wait for a perfect wave to come in and really sting Tanner that way. But Tanner, it's not a secret. This kid has so much energy, and he really applies that energy perfectly on his backhand. He's got that great rhythm where once he gets wound up, he can't stop.
Well, the early strategy to be patient out in the lineup could pay off for Joel Parkinson here as he drives out of the top of this wave and just hammers that second turn as well, floating for speed. And another combination of solid moves to finish. Joel's going to put up a solid score in the opening stages here. This battle is going to be good. It's going to go right down to the wire. No doubt Joel's best performance in a long time. The best Tanner has done at the Championship Tour level already.
I want you to pay attention to Joel's rhythm on this wave. It's second to none. We always talk about his style and technique, but watch this right there. Straight into a floater, right back to the bottom, and then that was his best turn right there. He just added a little more pepper to that turn. You can see he pushed slightly harder on the deck of his board, tried to slide out, but then regained control right away. So
well, Joel's hope for this semi-final heat would be that there was a lot of waves and plenty of opportunities for both competitors. That's been the case so far as Tanner swings into another nice looking set here off the bottom. Nice and critical on that first turn, but that wall just fading away. And now the paddle battle is on. You can see Joel's got the motor running. He's kicked into gear, and it looks like Tanner's waving the white flag here. Joel's going to get back to the takeoff zone.
The ultimate platform to, do what's possible on a wave with performance. So pretty amazing, and clicking right back into gear. Here's Joel.
Let's see what he can do. An excellent score on his first wave. Very composed, got back to the takeoff zone to get priority. And again, just flowing beautifully on finals day. Nice variation. This wave's starting to fade. It'll be a decent backup score for Parkinson. Tanner Gudauskas out the back now. He'll be chasing down some kind of lead here, you'd think, with 25 minutes remaining.
So a lot of swift backhand snaps on his backhand from Tanner Gudauskas, gave him a 7.5, an 8 from Joel. So Joel getting a quick nod in this heat, and again, on his forehand against Tanner, he's going to be able to mix it up. You can see the variety. He went from a snap to a carve to a float to another swoop. So Joel, his thing is he always makes it look so easy. This guy, he has the ability to make the maneuvers that he's doing, which by the way are extreme and super difficult. It looks like he's not putting much effort into it. So you really have to, these judges have to take a closer look and actually look at his surfboard. Look at how much rail is pushing through the water.
Sometimes locking in their positions before those final 2 QS 10,000s in Hawaii. So a big opportunity for Tanner there. Let's see what he can do here though on finals day. Chasing a 6.34. First turn is strong. Nice drawn out bottom turn to reach that second section and let go of a big hit. A little caught behind at the moment, but not giving up on this ride just yet. This is where he spends the majority of his time refining his craft, and has a beautiful read on this wave. And what a finish. It almost looked like that wave was done. It was just tapering off so quickly, but he still let go of some pretty decent moves on the inside.
not bad. You know, he's going to provide a little bit of a conundrum for the judges because the 6.3, it's not that big of a number, so it's, you know, right around there, it feels like. You know, providing just enough maneuvers to get that score. Right there, the start of it is where all the quality is. That maneuver right there was the best one by far. He was able to match that speed with the wave and kind of smash it, sort of Nat Young-esque. But there, all that time he had to hop and kind of wait for that wave to back off to try to get away or get around the whitewash. The judges won't like that, so it's not going to go near excellent in my opinion. But it was a nice way to finish for him to kind of, you know, exert that effort to get back out to the open face.
That was like the one wave that Jody went right and kind of closed out, and I went left. I should like stay out with the priority, and I would have got like the second wave on the side, the one that he got the 8. So yeah, I think that one mistake was little for me. So, but yeah, happy with the third. You know, always a good feeling to be on the finals day, but I would be more happy if I was in the final. But yeah, good points for me. You know, I was sitting low on the rankings. Now it's
In Portugal is obviously a great shot in France as well, but also expecting his first child.
Yeah, no doubt. As we see a quick replay here from Joel Parkinson, just a response to Tanner, who just got a wave, and there's the looseness from Joel. We talk about how solid this guy's on a rail, but much like Jordy Smith, he's not afraid to slide around too, and you're like kind of swing that tail around. You know, he's very nimble, Joel Parkinson, and it's all in his technique. Watch his back knee as he goes into that tail slide. Right there, it goes so low to the deck of his board, but it allows him to maintain that center of gravity. So, you know, it takes him only a half a second to get out of that snap and go right back into a bottom turn. So, you know, it's tricky when you go into these tail slides. If you're sloppy and slow, you know, it takes you a couple of seconds to regain control.
We've got a wave approaching here at the moment. Tanner Gudauskas, he has priority. He's not looking at this one. It's a medium-sized wave. Joel might take a chance on it, trying to get rid of that 6.43. Let's see what he can string together on this one. Again, really deep bottom turn into that first move, but the second turn goes wrong, a nosedive, and he goes down. Do you think that that's going to change up his approach? Can he afford to go into these rides less aggressive just to finish them off?
I don't think so, but it looks like Joel might get around this wave. Let's see.
Well, just a little projection float to get started. Again, just banks so hard on that bottom turn to find himself out on the open face. Good control through the fin throw there. And still working his way through to the inside, just sliding out one more time as Tanner Gudauskas takes that wave he's been waiting for and gets that vertical approach into that critical part of the wave. He kicks out, 7.5 minutes to go. And the crowd cheers for the local boy.
So here's the top of the wave where, you know, he got his wish. This is a quality wave. It's overhead. Matched it with 2 brilliant backhand snaps. Great flow, and again, he always had, that's by far his best maneuver. I like that he popped his tail out the back, but he regained control within a half a second. So, you know, showing some flair about maintaining control. But again, that wave not finishing off through the inside. The exact opposite for this wave here for Joel Parkinson. This wave kind of built and kept going. You know, a smaller wave. Joel, had he had priority, he would not have taken this, so he had to kind of go for the scraps. But he was a little bit fortunate that that wave continued down the line. So just a couple of smooth tail slides for Joel. Maybe just barely getting rid of his 6.43 here. So this could be a heat turn. So it's just a reflex thing.
6 minutes to go, and Tanner out the back with a good size set wave approaching. He's arrived there just in time to swing into this wave. Off the bottom, first turn solid. And listen to the crowd cheer through each one of these moves. Second turn is even bigger. The wave's starting to flatten out, but he should stick with it. He's already done quite a bit of damage on the outside here. It's lining up nicely. He's going to get an opportunity for a big finish here. Bashes through it, but gets hung up. Doesn't quite ride out of the foam there. But a couple of solid hits on the outside then, Ross.
Yeah, you know, between even that wave and even his last wave, I feel like he might have done enough to turn his heat. He's had the, you know, better turns on the outside, especially on that first wave. This last wave was a better one, though. It was a little longer, so he was able to perform for a couple more moves. That went with their quality, good pace. That maneuver even better, so he's gaining momentum as he goes down. That second maneuver is where the judges will really be happy with throwing him, you know, the bulk of the score. He got upside down, Tanner, his technique, he always stays very low to his board, which allows him to really attack on that back foot. Again, I've kind of used the comparison with Nat Young. So, you know, he gets low to his board and pops that board out the back vertical. That's what all these backsiders do out here at lowers on the rights, but he does it with a lot of power, which gives it, you know, that big score. And then all the way as low as a 6.3. So, you know, you throw out the high and the low and barely missing that average there from Tanner. So that was a bit of a blow to the system.
Well, let's see how fired up he is on this ride. He has to go really bananas, and he'll throw something a little wild at us.
Again, I think the culprit for that 6.83, Ronnie, was the repetition. He needed one maneuver that really set apart from all the other, and so we've been seeing him do that all morning, that one snap.
Well, 30 seconds remaining. Joel Parkinson in a great position to have a run at a 13th Championship Tour win. He's got priority, and that's a great way to control the later stages of a heat when you're holding on to the lead. Let's see how he responds to Tanner's movements as he looks to get one more crack at it. 6.94 the requirement for Tanner. Joel's not going to give him an opportunity. He's going to take this wave and ride it on in. The hooter sounds, and the Australian gets the victory in semi-final 2. He's going to take on Geordie Smith. Such an interesting matchup, that one, Ross. Geordie was always compared to Joel Parkinson as a grommet.